background now.
Sentimental bar, sentimental stuff, sentimental party time.
Oh my god. Hamlet VA, guys. Go check her out. Yeah. When she streams. Go watch her when she streams. Hamlet V. Twitch.tv.
Yeah.
The link.
Thank you so much for the shout out.
Yes.
Oh, chat, you guys can give me head pats. So give me head pats. Thank you.
Wow.
Ali.
Hello, friends.
Hello.
Hey.
How's Yosa?
Hey, all is well on my end. Good sirrah. I mean, the day was quite nice, quite peaceful, but it's good to see you all. Hame, Zul, Stephen.
Yes.
Wonderful to see you, friend. How are you doing?
Just
good.
certain things you don't see.
Yes, Ender points out, Ali, you're early.
You're early.
You're
I see.
early, you're early. Yes. But yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
I would just say that's a pretty cool looking. Cool looking screen there, Stephen. That's really nice. What's that?
What screen?
I mean, I can see it on your Discord screen. Yeah.
Oh, on my Discord. Okay, let me show this to chat because I'm doing like a virtual camera thing.
I see what you're doing.
Because for some reason, when I use my camera and capture card for the stream, I can't use it for Discord. I don't know why.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did you check if your video access is set up correctly? Because Discord is a very bad habit of just changing the settings every time it goes on. Sometimes.
Yeah. So I kind of just stop bothering. I just use this now. I probably think it can be solved with an Elgato capture card, but that costs money.
That costs so much money.
Yeah,
a lot of money.
And I've got a very extensive shopping list at the moment. So, hello, Mike Firo. How you doing?
Hey, Mikey.
Mikey. Let me get a sip of water before we start.
Sip water time.
How long have you not had a job, Hemi? How long have you not had a job that you had so much time to do this?
Dude, why do you gotta call me out like that? Okay. First of all, why? Second of all, screw you. Oh wait, hold up. Boo. There we go. Much better.
That's cool.
That's cool. All right. Okay. How do we start this? It's
Hello. Welcome to podcast. Today we're talking about work, stress, and mental health. As if Purogema isn't chaotic enough to tackle something serious.
Yes. Very serious topic for a very serious time on the most serious podcast on Twitch right now in Malaysia, I think.
Looked over by very serious people.
Yes, with the most serious chat as well. Let's make sure. We're very to anybody who's not in the chat, who's watching but not in the chat right now. This is a very serious community. We do very serious things here. This is a very serious stream. It's a very serious podcast. The Purogemers are a very serious bunch.
Sure.
Yeah, exactly. Hemi said sure. So sure is a word to. It's a very serious. Sure is a very serious word when you want to say yes and give confirmation. So
sure.
Yeah. Jamie, sorry, we got someone in chat going, no, it's not. It's absolutely not. Can we ban that person?
Poor Jamie.
Yeah. See, everyone is saying serious. Yeah. Right.
And tonight we would like to introduce our host, Stephen Bones Everything, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, the moment you say that, a whole bunch of Stephen No emoticons just went through the screen. So.
Well, and Stephen No, that actually means Stephen Yes. This only applies to this situation and to Stephen only. It does not apply to anything else. Please don't.
Yes, please. But anyway, today we are here to talk about the importance of work, stress, and mental health, and why you need a lot of work, you need a lot of stress. and
You don't
lot.
need a lot of stress, so don't say that.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I think perhaps the best way to put it is that working is necessary. We have to work. That's necessary. That's a given. However, much like diving into an ocean, stress will kind of stick to you like water. So you kind of find yourself in a situation wondering, is there a way to go through all of this day-to-day business and shenaniganery and kind of manage the stress that kind of sticks to you or comes with it?
Ali, are you just telling people to go take a shower? Is that what you're doing?
Well, I mean, I don't believe in preach. I don't believe in telling people practice what you preach. Practice what you preach, man. Because I can say that I probably could use a shower myself. So I will skip that. I'll skip that advice.
Yeah. So, work, stress, mental health, and basic hygiene. That's what we're here to talk about today.
With you?
I mean, it is very interesting because actually, basic hygiene does actually play a very huge part inside. It's part of our routine, and usually it's always said that people that actually don't, that are feeling stressed or feeling a particular a burn in matters, they tend to forget to practice. Some of them forget to practice hygiene, and the others just actually kind of find it really hard to kind of do it.
Okay, so with that, when is the longest any of you have not taken a shower or brushed your teeth or something like this basic hygiene stuff? Let's start with like a shower kind of like Zol. What is the longest interval you've had?
Yes.
You're still playing the Dead by Daylight dating sim, guys.
Yes.
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 Hey, good to see you, Zul. By the way, buddy,
Hey.
good to hear you.
What's up? No, I can't still hear you guys. No, I'm keeping the joke running. Oh, Steven, speak up. I can't hear you.
All right, so it's a yes from Zol. Ali, what about you? What was the longest you've ever gone without taking a shower?
Longest, man. Man, I mean, let's see here. Okay, I think maybe the longest I've gone was I don't know. Okay, so here's the thing. Sometimes, there were times that I would I was feeling down once. I was really feeling down, or sometimes just get caught up in something. I think officially I did not go without a shower. I think 3 days because
3 days.
3 days because the thing was sometimes you forget you're doing something. And then as you and by the time that you want to go do it, you think oh wait, it's really late. It's the sun's gone, the sun is down, and if I bath now, then it's just gonna ruin everything. So you just wash yourself, just splash your face and just take ablution or stuff like that. Yeah.
3 days.
Yeah, 3 days. But this, mind you, this was during the COVID era. So honestly, you really lose track of things like time and space itself, man.
Plus you don't go out.
3 days in Southeast Asia. 3 days.
Yeah, 3 days. I mean, unless I got I got splashed with water on the rain from the rain, watering my plants, maybe. I mean, but yeah, generally, I don't know. I don't explain it, man. It just it's when you're really in the dumps, suddenly you just kind of lose focus of things that seem pretty basic. It seems inconsequential at that point,
Yeah. 3 days. Okay, that's 3 days for Ali. A yes from Zul. How about you, Hammy?
Same. Around 2 to 3 days. But that one is because I stay at home. I don't go out at all. And same like him, when I'm feeling too down and I don't want to do anything, I'll just literally die in bed and not do much.
That's the thing. Sometimes, yeah, exactly. Sometimes you just sleep, right? You just sleep it through. You forget. Yeah.
And then I think not washing hair is the max is 1 week. That's because I had a new dye in, and I wanted to keep the hair color longer and let it sit in the hair longer.
Yeah, the hair dye thing, I know for women not washing your hair every day is a thing.
It's very painful. But it's very painful though. The 1 week, it was really painful.
Yeah.
I really wanted to wash my hair.
Yeah.
But the time it was easier because my hair was very short, boy cut short. So it was
I see.
easier. I can't stand. I don't think I can stand having not wash my hair beyond 2 days.
Okay, so
I mean, like, so you're not the sort to like wear like a shower cap and all that. So you do have to like.
Yeah.
wow,
How about you, Steven?
Yeah, what about you, brother?
We shared.
you guys are disgusting.
Wow.
I mean, okay, like
This guy. Come in, ask us to come in, get us to
welcome.
the face.
Yep. Yeah, welcome to the stream,
Hiya.
everyone. You know about we're all trying to be open and accepting of each other and their faults in mental health. Exactly.
I just say yes. I just say yes. That's the whole point. I just say yes.
Just say yes.
I'm gonna
Just
say
yes.
Zul. I'm gonna say Zul's about the 3-day mark as well.
Okay, like
Yeah.
I mean, perhaps maybe to add a bit more grossness to the bonfire.
Yeah.
I'd say that like sometimes there are actually like for example, I think like the most like 3 days where I didn't bath, but 5 days where you bathed but you didn't use like soap or shampoo. Like you just stepped in the shower and just like let the water wash over you and just like start thinking. Like, that's it. 5 days at next.
I'm with you, Steven. I'm in your camp.
What that? Oh god. Oh, so 5 days but no soap.
Okay, that one. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I kind of feel Uncle Ali. I have not done
Yeah.
it before, but when you are sad or you're in like that really depressive mood, sometimes the shower is
Yeah.
actually very painful. As in, not like the water is painful, but the act of doing something to take care of yourself is just so intense and so hard. Like it doesn't sound hard. It's just
yeah, like it sounds silly, right? Like what's so hard?
Yeah.
Just go inside the shower. But
yeah.
when you get in that situation, that's that kind of mindset. I mean, there are people that I met that they don't even eat. They don't eat, they don't drink, they don't sleep, and I'm thinking to myself like but look at you, like you're wasting away. But when something is like that, because to them in their mindset they're thinking either it's such a trivial thing,
Yeah.
I don't see it, I see it's trivial, or two, I don't deserve it. Like I don't deserve maintenance or well-being. That's usually the mindset, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, don't. I mean, don't. It's not like I'm doing it like, oh, look at me, I'm living free
I'm
by
being
my
edgy,
own rules. Like, being edgy, yeah. Like, oh, soap is made by the corporate government. Like, I'm not. It's not like that.
I'm not gonna be conformist.
Conformists, yeah, yeah. Say that, and then you smell like a goat. Yeah, that smells like freedom, individualism, and communism.
Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
I'm protesting chlorinated water. But okay,
But yeah,
for myself, I think the most I've ever gone is like dum 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 dum. Oh, hey, thank you for the resub.
so much.
Hey.
It's been a million years, but I am finally awake to catch a stream.
Hey, nice footy. But for myself, I would say the longest stretch I've gone without like a shower would have been. I want to say maybe.
wow.
Like, what happened?
It's those at 2 years.
Wow. I think that's just Zul. For Zul, that's like his first 2 years when he started animating. That's it. Just the workload.
I mean, it's so hot these days. Like you're sweating a lot. So isn't that considered as a bath already?
Wow.
No.
Yeah. But okay, for myself, I think the longest stretch I've gone is like
2 days.
Less than 48 hours, maybe 36.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not like 2 full days. Like definitely within 48 hours I would have taken a shower. I can't. Cuz like I sweat. I can.
I mean, it's not. It's also worth saying that it's not. It's definitely not a comfortable thing.
Oh yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
comfortable
it's
thing,
not.
Yeah, it's not comfortable. Yeah, you're feeling dry. You're feeling like ticklish. You're feeling itchy, and yeah, it's awful. But I'm not saying that we should do it. But yeah, that's usually just how the way it be. You just end up. You just realize that. Like it's like you're not even like saying, I probably should take a. Like you're not keeping track. It's not like you're keeping track of these things.
Yeah. No, but it's that thing of like we live in a hot and humid country.
Yeah, we do.
Right.
Mm.
So like, honestly, like God's honest truth, I've never heard of anyone in this part of the world go longer than like a day and a half without a shower. Yeah. So
Okay,
to
in my
hear-
defense, oh sorry, you go first.
Yeah. So to hear 3 days like that is like honestly a little bit shocking for me. Not judging thing, but it's like I've never heard that. Yeah.
In my
Terrifying.
defense, I used to do it a lot because one, I was
Cause you're disgusting.
in an air conditioned room.
No judging, he says.
In an air conditioned room most of the time. I was just watching animes and just dying in the room.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
Hammy was kept
Yeah.
refrigerated.
I was
Yeah.
refrigerated.
refrigerated. Yeah, refrigerated.
But I do think when I think back now, when I was younger, it was quite disgusting. Now I can't survive more than 1 day plus.
Mm.
Sweet. I was right. Emmy was disgusting.
God damn it. Let me and my young self be, okay? I was angsty and I had issues. Okay?
Oh,
Hey.
Smells like Teen Spirit, bro.
Oh, my
Oh,
lord.
That's probably why they named it that too.
Yeah.
You know, that's probably why.
Oh god.
Hey, we got it. We got
Okay,
it. We got it.
Snow
We got
Prism
it.
has a question about mental health. Like, why do you think mental health is still a taboo topic in our country?
Because in the traditional mindset, it does not exist. It's just us being weak.
Hmm.
That's true. Very strong. Yeah, very, very strong point.
Mm.
Hammy pretty much covered like I'd say 80% of most of it already.
I honestly think it's because we are coming from like the generation right before us
Mm-hmm.
was a survival generation, like fresh off a war. You know, like our grandparents were all definitely around during like
World
World
War
War II.
Yeah.
And you know, for some of our parents, the older ones, they might have gone through a few years of the Japanese occupation and all that kind of stuff, which is very rough. And then I think it's just that from for that generation, it was still a very survival mindset, because say what you will, when you're put in a position where like you have to like survive, like, you know, like anything to survive, mental health is the first thing that gets pushed out of the way.
Yeah.
And
It wasn't a thing so.
yeah, it wasn't. I want to say it was a thing, but it just wasn't a very widely recognized thing. It's like people had the problems, but they didn't know that it was a condition. It's like kids before ADHD was a thing. Like kids were just being labeled as like just overactive, or you know, not being able to pay attention. You know, this was like before they had the label like ADHD and all this kind of stuff. So I think because we're not that far removed yet, and we have like, so yeah, that might hinder the progress a bit for mental health being an open topic, you know. And that also, yeah, I don't know if it's, I don't want to say if that it's an Asian thing, because I don't know if like other
Kinda
races
is.
have this issue as well, where it's just, you know, work and bury your feelings kind of thing. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it was definitely the case with, I mean, in the Western countries. I mean, the most popular saying, keep calm and carry on, is a very strong element of carry on. And also, my apologies, Hammy, you were saying, friend?
I forgot.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Okay, I mean, just to carry on that, I'd say that it kind of goes like, you know, example was keep calm and carry on. Now, granted, back then, for our grandparents at the time, let's say World War II, an excellent time you mentioned, buddy. It's worth noting that actually...
Wait, I didn't say World War II was an excellent time.
No, I'm saying excellent topic.
Oh, excellent topic, okay.
Lord, this guy. Excellent time.
topic.
It's like, remember World War II? Good times, eh?
Good times, eh? Oh, that was great. Oh, that was great.
You heard it first, people here. A very
Gallipoli.
serious talk
Oh.
about World War II.
Serious
No.
podcast.
There was actually a very interesting video that I watched once, actually, and it was actually, you could see that the effects of shell shock, which actually extends towards World War One. So I'd say that mental health the reason why maybe back then it was not so widely embraced was because it's still in a case of infancy. Think about it. When we say like mental health back then, people often think about electroshock therapy, keeping the keeping the mentally disabled inside cots from hurting themselves, keeping them in asylums. It was a very terrifying thing to be afflicted with, not just the not just the not just the idea that you were sick, but of course it seems like the consequences. It seems like just because you went through something so terrible and it shaped you in such a way that you actually had to be sent to an asylum. So we've kind of developed this kind of stigma and this fear. Part of it is the stigma and fear because we don't want to see ourselves as crazy. That's why like sometimes when you see with your children, you tell yourselves like am I are they special? Are they on the spectrum? Some parents might be okay to like with that. They say, okay, I want to better understand this. I want to work with this. But some of them, even just out of instinct, they'll say, no, they're fine, la, they're fine. No, it's not autism. It's fine.
Yeah. My mom was saying the same thing as I tell her that I actually have ADHD. And then she's like, oh, yeah, actually I listened to your uncle. Your uncle was telling me that I had symptoms. I just brushed him off. That's all.
Now, it's not. Now, your mother was likely under a lot of stress because, yes, it's not just, it's not the responsibility. I feel that there are some wonderful parents that have stuck by their kids. But yeah, because they were afraid that if you were slapped with it, you will be hounded and haunted by the stigmatism.
Yeah. I don't blame her. I don't blame her. If anything, I think she always like accommodate me and help me with anything I can with my studies and stuff, which made life easier. So they never really blamed her.
Hey, bless you, bless her, and bless you. That's great, fantastic.
But now that I tell her about it, she's more understanding, and like even now that I'm like jobless by choice because of due to mental health issues, she is still quite understanding and try to support me in like all the things I try to do now.
Yeah, I think from our parents' generation, the world has changed enough that they recognize that it's very different.
Yeah.
I think especially with stuff like the internet and like YouTube and like everything around all this stuff, like they just, because they don't understand anymore. They don't understand the world anymore. Say what they want. They can know the internet, they can know this and that, but they do not understand the world as we do anymore. Right?
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense anymore.
Yeah, so they're, it's like trying to get us to relate to like people who suffered like trauma from like
PTSD.
Yeah, PTSD, like from World War II.
Yeah.
As much as we want to sympathize and identify with it, there's no way we can truly empathize compared to someone who's actually on the field and saw all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of the same thing.
Well, we don't give them pressure about it also lah. Like
yeah, exactly.
Don't criticize them, don't judge them.
Yeah, so I think that human element is still there. But I partly think why mental health is a bit of a taboo thing sometimes over here is because like nobody wishes that their kids is suffering.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, not even crazy, but like that no one wants their kid to suffer from any illness that that may or may not be cured or curable. Or that people don't know about. Like if it's even if like it's a weird flu, like you don't want your kids to get the flu, right? But if they get it, you know what you can do, you know what to expect. If it's chickenpox, you don't want them to get it, but if they do get it, you know what to expect.
Yeah.
And there's treatments and all, but when it comes to mental health, like holy crap, who knows? Like, right? Like all this information, like for a lot of people is relatively new. Even to myself, I'm learning like so much about it, So I do feel like part of the taboo stems from that. That it's just a lack of understanding, like, is this a disease? Like, can it be cured? Like, is it, what is it doing to my child? What is it doing to my friend? People just don't know. People just don't know. Like you guys were mentioning earlier, like the old cure for like insanity or whatever, or like any quirky behavior was stuff like burning witches at the stake
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
lobotomies, like cutting your brain, cut parts of your brain out. Like it's insane. And that,
Trepanning, among
Yeah.
a few. Yeah,
Yeah.
nasty stuff.
so it's not. It hasn't been that long if you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, you'd be fine that I believe someone said, like, for example, in context, like, yeah, we were only like a few generations. I mean, let that
Yeah.
sink in, right? Like, few generations from the greatest atrocities on Earth, in history.
Yeah.
Few generations, really.
Okay. Prism says, thank you, Steve and friends. What do you think the current generation to do to shine mental health topics in a positive light? Talk about it. Share.
Talk about it.
Yeah.
Share. Be okay with sharing.
I mean,
But
okay, now
also-
I
wait.
want to say something, but like, you carry on first, but I'll show you something else.
But I was also say be careful who you share with, because not everyone will be accepting of it. And if you know someone who's not accepting of it, just don't push it on them. Let them deal with it themselves, and just lean back on your support system and those who believe and who cares and truly loves you to understand.
Yeah. I think, talking about it openly, discussing it, living with it openly is fine. But it's also that thing of not making other people's problem.
Yeah.
Like learning how to self-manage.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah, because this is gonna go a bit dark and heavy. But like the AIDS epidemic, was it at that time, like in the late 80s and early 90s? Like AIDS was a scary ass thing, right? Everyone people were terrified of it. Anyone who was HIV positive, they were shunned by society in a way that, was like really insane. Like people did not like. People some people thought that you could get AIDS by just coming into human contact with a HIV positive person. That's how bad the stigma was. But as time went by, medical advances and all that, and it slowly became this thing where, like, it's not a death sentence anymore. You can manage your symptoms, like you might still be positive, but you're not going to transmit it. Like there's ways to keep it under control and manage it on your own, and with like medical expertise and all that. Yeah. And then now it's even more benign than before, right? Now there's even like reports saying that it might actually be treatable now. And with that, the stigma of AIDS just like slowly like went away. Like it went from this thing like, don't touch people, to like, okay, it's,
You're okay.
Yeah, you're not gonna die from, like, chances are you're probably not gonna die from this. Yeah. So I think that, might help.
Steven, you got the band. You need to band that bot.
Yeah. To the band. Want more followers? Want to become famous? Buy followers! Buy followers! Want to get banned? Hey!
Just like that, you get
There
banned.
you go! Boom! Done. Okay, so Ali, you're gonna say?
Aye, my apologies. Actually, my apologies just now for interrupting earlier.
Aye, no worries.
Yeah, my mind was kind
No,
of all over about. My apologies. No, I think it's rather interesting. Now, that is actually also a very good thing you brought up, Stephen, because actually, I remember those days. I didn't experience that. I don't have HIV or anything, but I remember those days. I remember my tales. My parents would tell me that it was really a bad, really, really bad time. Like, it was such a, like, that was the COVID of their time. That was the world-changing epidemic that was striking people randomly out of the blue. Not because that it was the case, but because people generally did not understand it enough. And so it created this fear, the stigmatism of it. And then with it, all this uncertainty. And now, I guess to kind of lead back to that, if I may digress a little bit, I remember that actually I was looking online, and there was actually a discourse regarding it, regarding to student loans. And there was some hopeful thought, among the promoted notions of the latest American president, their latest, I'd say their, among their, like, what was it again? Like saying, like, if you vote me in, I promise to do this. What do you call those things again? Terms?
Their manifestos, I think.
manifestos. Not the word for it, but we'll
Yeah.
use that. They're
Yeah, promise, I
The
guess.
promises.
that promises. Yeah, we'll use that. We'll use that. There's a word for it, but I want to remember that. I can't remember that word. So, so yeah, that promises, and they said like, oh, like maybe this might be the first time that we're going to look at the entirety of the the student loan being demolished. That finally, I think we'll be able to actually like they don't have to pay it, and it was interesting because this actually sparked a negative response in some people, and in one side of this discussion, they're saying that I went through it, they went through it, we all went through it. Why should I think we handled it? They should be able to handle it as well.
Wow.
And so, which leads me to believe that partly that the reason why that mental health also is not just alone, not understood, but also not embraced, was because it was not something that was provided so openly and so freely at the time. So people that that when it passed, that like when it finally flourished, and it's finally like, hey, you know what? Maybe there's something wrong with your mind after all. So all the people that had to deal with it, as you mentioned, suck it up, walk it off, and keep calm and carry on. They're feeling a certain kind of like, some people might feel a little bit, maybe a bit of a spite, like how come I didn't get help like this? Where's my help? And then you have the other people who actually genuinely believe that they believe that they turned out fine, that this is just some trick, some kind of conspiracy. In fact, if you talk to some people, they'll tell you that like, oh, it's I don't trust therapists. They just want to sell you all kinds of crazy notions so you can pay them more. And there are some quack doctors out there, that's for sure. And again, it's not a fully understood thing, so it's a lot of it is experimentation. But yeah, I feel that most often, on one hand, you have people that don't understand it, and people that just they were dealt like they didn't have the same opportunities, so they don't see that why should we indulge in this. It seems like a lot of trouble for something that just simply just don't think about it.
Yeah.
It's a very generational issue, I guess.
You say the student loan thing and how the previous generation be like, oh, why did I survive? They should survive too. It's like the whole PMR and SPM thing, and the PMR getting removed and as UPSR getting removed in Malaysia. For those who don't know in chat, UPSR and like PMR are like exam levels where you have to pass in order to go through to the next stage of education. So like, I was at first pissed, to be honest, to find out like PMR was like abolished and UPSR were abolished. But then again, I think back, I'm actually happy for these students that they don't have to go through the stress and pain that all of us had to go through. It's not a joke, man. When you have to study and you have to go for tuition after school, and then you have like don't know how many homeworks from school in the 10 subjects that you're already taking, and then another God knows how much like homework you get from tuitions, and then there's activities you have to join, like, oh, you gotta be a special kid, you gotta go for piano classes, you gotta for singing classes, you gotta be talented. And especially Chinese schools, they are very fucking strict, and it gets so bad. I have seen friends at 12 years old crying, not wanting to go to tuition because there's so much on their plate already.
Yeah, they just break down at such a young age.
Yeah. I mean,
and all they want to do is just have fun.
I figured out early on, I think I was like 9 or 10, that in school, because like you do your homework, right, and then like there's corrections, and you gotta do those, and then like during my time it was still acceptable to like cane students on the hand, on palm and hand. So I think that my teacher went through this stretch where like a lot of us got like this thing wrong, and then like we didn't do the corrections or something like that. But you had this situation where some people got caned like 5 strokes, some 10. I remember I got like 50 or 60 because
my goodness,
I got like a little bit less than that before, but then like the thing clicked in my head where like, oh, by 20 or so you don't feel anything anymore. Might as well.
Might as well.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, we got up this number, might as well,
You poor child. You poor child.
Yeah. And it always, like, for me, school was weird because like it's not that I didn't know stuff. It's just that because like when I studied in Singapore, everything was taught in English, right? And then suddenly when I was 9, I got kicked out of Singapore, came to Malaysia, went to a Chinese school. I was learning everything in Chinese, like even signs and
Oh,
everything.
yeah, correct.
So I never really like made the transition well. I failed, like when I got into Chinese high school, it was 6 years. I failed Chinese in high school for 6 straight years. Every single test, big or small. But anything that was English related, I performed like
Excelled.
really well. Yeah, I excelled
Yeah.
really well. So I didn't really like. So I think somewhere in me, I knew that, you know, it's like I'm not like, it's not that I'm dumb or whatever. It's like for lack of a better term, this shit didn't work. Yeah, so I just gotta like get through it.
I can understand how you feel. I had the same problem. I couldn't deal with Mandarin really well. So I was always like last place in my class. I was already last class and then last place. It's like super hard to deal with. Like everything was in Mandarin and it was
Yeah.
not my strongest point.
Yeah.
So it's kind of oh, sorry.
Sue says I survived kind of has that extra meaning that some don't. Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's the thing.
Yeah. True.
The same way as also how you find that students, when you punish them with, corporeal punishment, slapping, spanking, all this stuff, physical stuff, you're not teaching them to answer the right answer. You're teaching them don't get it wrong.
Yeah.
But my apologies, Hammy, you were saying? So sorry,
Yeah,
Hammy,
sorry.
you were saying?
I also forgot. I hate my brain. But it's okay. But I managed to get my point across earlier. So it's okay.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
Hey.
It's just not fun lah. I can tell you, like in primary school, especially Chinese school, it is not fun at all. To those who survived and did well, congratulations. But to those who didn't, it's okay. You're not alone.
Yeah.
Cause like even my daughter, right?
Mhm.
My oldest, I just like a couple of months ago, I switched her out from like the Chinese primary school.
Mhm.
Really? Oh.
Yeah,
good to
because
know.
honestly, even from a kindergarten stage, I knew that I didn't want to send her to like regular Chinese school
Mhm.
because I went through it, and I felt that there's so many things wrong with it.
Yeah.
You know, and this is not limited to just like Chinese school, like Malaysian government schools in general. You know, like I'm sorry if there's any Malaysians in the chat, but our school system sucks. There is
Yeah.
a
Oh, no.
lot of room for improvement.
Yeah.
Right?
No. I'm
with you.
I'm with you entirely
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Like each class is like 40 over kids, one teacher. There is no
Oh,
way
yeah.
in hell. Yeah, I don't care how. And that teacher, like chances are they're not highly paid. They've got extra paperwork to do. They've got meetings and all that. There is no
They're still in
shot.
training.
Yeah, they're still in
Yeah.
training. There is no shot. You have such a small chance of getting like a good teacher who's able to handle that amount of kids consistently and teach everything to them. No, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, right?
Dude, your
Yeah.
class was 40. Mine was 53.
Oh Jesus.
Like let's also take a moment to appreciate that
Hmm.
that it's not chances are like that's just like one class. You know? Each teacher can go to like different classes, so this is not like oh, one class a day and you're done and like you're with this class the whole day. No, you're going one classroom, they go into another classroom, another subject, another
Yeah.
topic, another lesson, and and it's really, and sometimes some of them are at different levels.
Yeah.
So, yeah, really.
It's so not conducive to learning. And it's to the point where like teachers are like giving answers and they don't have time to like actually sit down and explain stuff to the kids. They just have to. It's all about
Their job.
KPI, right? Like key performance indicators and making sure that the kids are ready for this and that. And like it's all that, and like education is the last thing on their mind. Unfortunately, I don't blame the teachers. It is just how bad the system is, and it's just a broken wheel that never got fixed. So even from kindergarten, I was like, I knew that I didn't want my kid going to Chinese school. But then my wife was like, come on, let's give it a go. She might fit in. It's free. Everybody's been through it. It's an experience. We went through it. And we go back to that, right? That generational trauma thing that because I went through it, you can go through it.
Break the chain,
Yeah.
break the cycle, brother.
Yeah. So for me, I had like some fun memories of school, but I knew that there was a lot of things wrong. I saw a lot wrong. I saw a lot of problems as well, and I remember all that very clearly as well. And for my kid, the thing I remembered that came to my mind was that, you know, having kids learn about struggle is one thing, right?
Dum 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 dum.
Hey, thanks for resub or
subscriber. Thank you so
Thank you, Lord.
Later.
Hey, wonderful.
IUSUBCRIB with Amazon Prime Baby.
All right. So
Learning about
yeah, so us, just because we went through it, like it's the generational trauma thing. Like I'm like, yeah, learning about struggle is fine. Honestly, like I feel everybody needs to have some kind of struggle in their life because it builds character, it builds grit, and all this kind of stuff.
yeah,
But
adversity breeds resilience.
Exactly. But there are some struggles that just do not make sense for a person to go through in this day and age. You know, like okay, the people who went through World War II and had to like maybe not the soldiers, but like the people who went through that era, that whole survivor's mentality, you know, like, yeah, like good. It bred a kind of resilience. But do we need to go to that extreme again in this day and age of like making our kids like, you know, grow their own potatoes and like eat nothing but tapioca for the next like 6 months in a row? No, there's no reason for that, right?
There's no reason for it. Yeah, there's no reason to. Yeah, there's no reason to perpetuate the same like extremes as you mentioned, traumas. Yeah,
we should be preparing them for a different set of adversity and different set of struggles that they might have to deal with. So when it came to the whole school situation, I was like, there's no point. You go to school to learn, and then if you go to like government school, yes, it's free and all that, but you go there, you don't really learn that much, you know, for most kids. Some kids, they fit in and they do well and good for them. But for a lot of kids, they don't, right? And they end up having to go for like tuition classes and all that stuff all adds up. So you go to school 5 to 6 hours a day, and after that you gotta go to another place for like 2-3 hours to learn what you didn't learn in school. Then what? Like you just basically wasted time in school.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
That's true. That is true. In fact, and I mean, like again, like you know, you're just teaching kids that it's like the point is not to get it right. So you're not. In fact, you're making them less reliable because now you're just saying that, you know, just make sure that you're able to fulfill the quota. You know, make sure that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was this thing where like you could see the life like slowly draining away from your child. You know, like knowing that they actually want to learn, that they're an eager learner, but their environment is just like sucking it all out of them. And like I straight up told my wife, I said, can you imagine like if she stays here, you know, going to a place where like you want to learn, but you keep getting sent to a place against your will, to a place where you can't, where learning is not encouraged, you know, and you're always like, you know, being like suppressed and all that kind of stuff. I said sooner or later, one, you're gonna give up and shut down, or two, you're gonna give up and act out.
Correct. Agree.
Right? Yeah, because nothing there, like you're struggling in adversity, but there's nothing there ready for you to achieve any kind of success or to help you along the way.
At least there's no way to kind of help you process it. You know, I mean, it's one thing to be able to go through adversity, but it's another thing to actually be able to manage and process it as you go along.
Yeah.
It's actually very interesting you mentioned that, Stephen, because actually it's true that, for example, kids, they live a hard life and they're put through that constant, you know, drudgery and turmoil, you know, and even that's why they have kids that drop out because they just like say like, you know, what's the point? We're just, you know, what's the point? It keeps telling me that I'm not going to succeed. I'm not smart enough for this. So why bother? Yeah. And so the sad thing is interesting that you actually mentioned earlier that, you know, kids will act up, and it's true because when they act, they will eventually act out, and they usually do that either with something productive or something irrationally, you know, desperate.
Yeah.
This is why you often have, you know, like people, kids doing something like, hey, let's try a bit of, you know, going to crime, going to something else. They fall into peer pressure with their friends because they're unable to process that. So really, by the time that they finally are able to act it out or to do something about it, to do something about their turmoil, you're dealing with like 10 years, 5 years of like pent up frustration. What do you think they're gonna do?
Exactly. And
That's
with
like-
no tools to really help them process all that.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. What are you gonna do with it? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
sometimes
Sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say sometimes I wish school really teaches like lessons that can be applied in life.
Mm.
Like for example, doing your taxes.
Oh, that's a whole other podcast. God. Oh my God. Yes.
That's,
All the things lacking in education.
Okay, and also that's one thing, Karen. Do not feel ashamed for enjoying yourself in school. The point
Yeah.
here is not to say that whether you had a good or a bad
Yeah.
experience. If you had a good experience, great. But if you have a bad experience, don't. It's nothing to be ashamed of.
Yeah,
honestly,
it's that thing of like, okay, yeah, I am rather privileged, and as a result, my daughter is rather privileged as well. One, that I was able to identify.
Oh my god, it's a new follower.
Thank you, Tiny Hamster, for the follow.
Thank you.
I was aware, like, and able to, like, as parents, we were able to notice like this situation with our kid, right?
Mm.
And two, the fact that we're actually in a position to, like, look at alternatives, because the moment you leave, like, the government school system, it is money. It is going to be 18 at least. No, it's like not 18 years. It's 18 years just for like tertiary education, which is like your primary and your high school, right? It's about not 18 years, but like, yeah, about 15 years ish, 15, 16 years, whatever it is. But you're looking at like more than 10 years of forking out money on a regular basis.
Yeah.
For something that other people might are getting for free, or would have been free if it worked, right? So yeah, I don't know. I don't blame anyone or look or frown upon anybody who had a good time in school or high school, whatever it is. It's not an issue. It's not an issue. The thing is that, it would have been nice if, especially in this day and age, if there were options, or if the main core of it just worked better. That's it. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's all right. Okay. Lottie was asking, when it comes to taking care of yourself, what is the longest you all have been without a haircut? Because when I was down, like the down, like Lottie was in Australia.
Oh, God damn it.
Anyway, but Lottie said they kind of forgot to do that for a good bunch of months without a haircut.
I
That was
can't
the
really
longest, yeah.
speak because mine was because of MCO. And my hair is already growing very long, so I didn't really care. I look normal on my side. 1 year. Yeah.
Okay. Zul, what was the longest you've gone without a haircut?
I guess a month. I mean, if I already if my hair is making me uncomfortable, I just go to the haircut, I guess. Straightforward.
Okay. Zul sounds the most sane of all of us for some reason. He sounds the least depressed.
I mean, to be fair, you guys are pointing out everything that is, generally is out there already.
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Probably the same shit that I would have said probably. So, yeah, I got nothing to input, honestly, but again, it's always up to you, maybe. I know sometimes it's hard, but at the end of the day, it is always up to you. You can always just, go sit in the corner, be depressed about it, or you could just, stand up and say, "Yo, depressed. I don't like you. I respect you, but I gotta do this shit, yo."
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds easy, and I would say it's also hard for some. I mean, not a lot of people can just stay straight up to depression and say, "Yo, I don't want to be sad, man."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's hard. It's hard. I get it, but that's part of life, I guess. I mean, I'm not gonna say suck it up, like the older generations where they suck up. It's a different generation.
Yeah.
It's a different circumstances and it's a different challenge.
Yeah,
Older
you-
generations, yeah, I respect what they have gone, and I respect that the mentality to suck it up. I mean, back then, mentality wasn't like a problem. It's not the only problem they have. I'm pretty sure there is a lot of mental issues back then, but they had a bigger problem they had to face. And if they don't face that, then the newer generations would going to have to face them. So they settle on that. And for the few newer generations, the problems that they didn't care that they had pushed away, is now arise in the new era, and that's the new problem that we all have to figure out how to fix together, I guess.
So wait, the
you know-
the next generation's problem is Roblox. Is that what you're saying?
Fuck.
As much as that's a joke, I would put that.
I would say that is actually a problem. I mean,
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
That's
predators, groomers.
one of the key things that is causing problems.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's right. Actually, those on stuff there.
Yeah, sometimes even the jokes, it's good to joke.
Yeah.
That is a part of the way to,
Cool.
To process
cope
and
with it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But even that, in these days, from what I see, that there's a lot of things that can't be joked anymore because it's sensitive for some reason, and that's creating more problems because now we don't have any. The most simple cope mechanism is no longer valid to use to make a joke out of it. Think about that.
I think making a joke out of it is fine, but I think some people take it too far. That's the only point.
That's understandable.
Yeah.
There will be those who take it that far, but the sad thing is because of those people that take it too far, now that everyone doesn't want to do it,
Yeah.
it creates another problem,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which
Sounds
is
like
depressing.
Sounds like a Schrodinger's jerk ass situation, as they say.
Pretty much, dude. Pretty much. But hey, that's live. We're here to do something fun and hilarious, right? Oh wait, no, this is a serious stream. All right, go back to the press, guys.
Serious. But legit though, Zul, you I think out of all of us, you sound like the one who's able to
Wow.
Well, you're already an animator. That already says a lot. So, but I think one thing you have over us is the fact that you have good emotional management skills, I guess. You're able to process more than just like feel. You know? You're able to like step back and like oh, okay, this is going on, okay, and and then figure out how to get around it.
I never thought about that. I mean, I just go with the flow, I guess.
Yeah.
When you start thinking too much of the problem, it just consumes you.
Yeah, it does.
Just put it on the side.
Yeah.
And you'll deal with it sooner or later, but just put it on the side. Don't forget about it. And just keep moving on first.
Oh, but that's the
Then
thing. That's a problem I legit have though.
Yeah, it's
Like
not-
putting
it's
the
hard,
problems
Steven,
aside.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not a lot of people can do that. It's understandable. That's why you can go talk to people. That's the good thing about talking. You can just find this is the most basic way to deal with all this. Just find someone. A best friend. And again, what Hammy said earlier, just find the right people. Don't find the certain people that just don't care. And again, that's also another challenge. But that's why society created a job called psychiatrist.
And therapist.
And therapist.
I mean,
Yeah,
let's
just
see
talk
here.
about it.
I mean, it's actually really
So-
interesting actually that we talk about that. But at the same time, like I feel that, I think it's like I think also we do have to kind of take a bit more consideration and care when it comes to people we talk to, especially online. I believe that one power that we seem to have a lot is now that we're all online, we have the ability to kind of tailor and customize those we surround ourselves with. if you're feeling bad and you're saying that, you know what, I don't feel good, so you're just going to search on Google like sad kittens or sad Joker quotes, and of course, that's all you're going to get. You're going to get exactly how you feel. You're going to get what you're feeling. And so happens that also when we're talking to people online, we have this overbearing urge, maybe as a friend. We have this urge to just tell them that everything's okay. Don't worry, you're strong enough to go through with it. You're strong enough to go through the moon and back. And it's good to offer a comforting, encouraging word, but there is one thing I feel that's quite prominent, and it's a kind of a toxic positivity.
My favorite.
His favorite.
Recent word.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's him. That's it. He knows.
I've got
No.
there's
Go ahead,
been
Steven, sorry.
2 quotes that have really like changed my perspective on life. One was a scene from the movie Patch Adams with Robin Williams in it. Where he plays like a doctor who's like always like joking with.
Yeah, the Dr.
Yeah.
Adams. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's based on an actual person too.
Yeah, so
Yep.
there was
Pretty cool.
he had this one patient where like he would always go up to people and like show his hands, right, and ask people like how many fingers, right, and everyone would say 5, and he'd always get angry, right, and therefore people assumed he was the nut. But then like Robin Williams' character actually like tried to sit down with him and try to figure it out. And then it turns out that he put his hand up, asked how many fingers, and Patch Adams said 5, and he said no, like look beyond the fingers. And then of course when you do that, your eyes kind of blur, and then you see 10 fingers. And when he said 10, the guy said, yeah, you have to look beyond the problem to see the solution. And I was like, oh damn, yeah, that
symbolism.
yeah,
Ooh,
that
yeah.
scene changed so much for me. And the other quote I ran into very recently, that helped me change my perspective on things also was Steve Harvey. I think it was like on a podcast interview, and he was saying that everybody right now alive, right, all of you guys here in the podcast, all of you guys in the chat, anybody watching Twitch, anybody out there around you that's alive right now at this moment, none of you have failed at living yet. That everyone who made it up to this point is still alive. You have not died yet. And that counts. That means you've made it this far. You have 100% perfection rate on staying alive up to this point.
You're a survivor.
Yeah. So I was like, holy crap. 'Cause hearing the word survivor is one thing, but knowing that, oh yeah, I've never died.
You never You don't.
Yeah, it's not mine. Yeah, it's not. I mean, life is not Minecraft sometimes, but but he had a point.
No,
Yeah.
actually, if you don't mind me bringing up, Stephen, actually, I remember that scene from the movie, and I think that was a beautiful scene. I loved it. I loved the movie. It was fantastic. But I think there's also one more scene from that scene that you described that was also just amazing, if you don't mind bringing it up. Now, also the reason why the guy was so willing to tell Patch Adams, like, the solution was because it's also in the symbolism of what Patch did for him. Basically, when the guy Patch came over, talked to him, can you tell me about the fingers thing? What's the deal? And he said, I'm not going to tell you. You're just another one of these mediocre idiots, as he says. But Patch Adams saw that his cup was it was a styrofoam cup, and he's drinking coffee out of it, and it was leaking. And now what Patch Adams did though was he took this bit of gum that the man was chewing earlier. It's on the side of his.
Oh, it's not gum. It was tape. It was tape.
Tape, right? It was tape. Oh, right, right.
It's
Right, tape. Was it gum or tape?
Yeah,
Tape, right?
it was tape.
It's a tape.
Dude.
Yeah, it was a tape.
Don't
Oh,
fix
right.
people's cup with gum that's already been chewed, bro.
Well, I mean, okay, good point. Okay, I'll take that. But like, how it went was like that. Like, so he took some. Oh, right, yes, it was tape. Right,
It was tape, yeah.
So we taped it, and actually, it was kind of. I feel that was kind of the thing was, you see, well, that was probably one of the first things that kind of represented what Patch Adams was meant to do. Whereas
Besides
in
his
society,
name.
yeah.
Mm.
In fact, that's his name.
Yeah,
It's in
that's
his
how
name.
he got the
That's why
patch.
he's got.
Yeah.
That's why he's called Patch, because
Yeah.
his job was not to replace, like, get him. Oh, like, why can't you just get a new cup? You know, that's not the problem. You can't replace the problem with, like, you can't replace the problem that's broken. It's about fixing something that's
Mm.
broken. So that's what I feel is the thing. He actually patched it up. Patch Adams, that's his name.
But it's also that, right? It's also that issue of when tackled with the hands riddle that he wasn't able to answer. Like that was a problem like that he had no solution for.
Yeah.
Right? But then he spotted the leaking cup. And that was a problem he had a solution for. It was something he could do, right?
Yeah.
Something he could fix. And he took that initiative, and then it just led to the next sequence of events.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
There are things that he himself, even though he was portrayed as someone who can fix, there are things that he himself couldn't do it.
Mm. Yeah.
There is a limitation there, but it doesn't mean he doesn't have. It doesn't mean he can't try something or do something else to help. Something like that, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, he was willing to learn, but like he would not. But whatever he didn't know, he would learn. But at least but like what Steven said was true. I think like whatever he did know, like the cup, he didn't know about the finger, so he can't answer about it. But he knew about the cup and he fixed it because it was in his ability to do so.
Mm.
So it was then when he learned what the fingers meant, and then from that day on, he would never forget it. Like he started to apply what the finger represented, where look beyond the problem, as he mentioned. Yeah. So and he applied to the rest of his life, which is amazing. It's amazing.
All this from a question about what was the longest you have been without a haircut.
This is why it's a podcast.
Yeah.
You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised that every question connects to another in one way or another.
Right. So what about your fingernails, guys?
We'll be talking about life in space and the meanings.
The meaning
Fingernails represents of meaning.
Yeah, no, fingers, fingernails, no, I try to trim that. I forget on occasion, but trim that any day of the week except for Wednesday. That's a bit of a superstition thing. But yeah,
Wait,
any
what?
other day
What
of the week.
superstition is that?
Yeah, actually, I don't know. There was actually, I believe, an Islamic superstition.
Okay.
It was something my family told me about, but I have to like look into it first. Like, what was it? But
Okay.
no trouble. Just don't do it on Wednesday. That's it.
Do it on Friday. Best day.
Yeah, Friday's best day.
Just Ali waiting for the clock to go past midnight.
Let's just say when you're cutting fingernails in Friday, you are given extra bless.
Yeah, it's all about the extra.
That's a
blast.
simplified. Yeah, it's the extra bless.
This is people donating their fingernail clippings.
Don't.
Oh my god.
I mean, if I'm not mistaken, in Islam, the fingernails you have to just drop it on the dirt, return
Yeah,
it
put it in
back to
dirt.
the earth.
That makes sense.
So don't throw it in the trash can, otherwise it won't return to the earth.
Oh no! What have I
Circle of
done?
life is the circle of life.
Trash, you end up in a landfill.
Landfill is not dirt.
That's true. That's plastic. Yeah.
It's a combination of everything.
Yeah,
Anyways,
but it won't go down. It'll stay up there.
But don't make a landfill sound like a compost heap. It's very different.
true. You're right.
Just throw it on the dirt. Circle of life, people. Circle of life.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Charles has a question. A couple actually. Let me try to see if I can combine them. As a person with ADHD, what are some things that you struggle with but never told anyone? And also, his other question is, what would you do if someone was struggling? Despite having ADHD, they try their best to understand and help others out, even if it costs their life. Ooh, that's a lot.
I don't want to cost your life.
Yeah.
I'd say actually, okay, that's one thing. While it is good that you should probably, if you're in a position where you're able to help others, that's good. But you have to also remember that you shouldn't, if you're doing it where it costs you your life, that means you're doing it from a position where you're not sufficiently informed, or because if you're going, it sounds noble, right? Like, oh, I'm going to do this even if it kills me. But It's kind of like saying that, oh, I'm feeling the burn from exercise, but usually that you may mean that because you're not doing it right, that you're actually just hurting yourself, not building the.
It's like that
For
It's-
example,
yeah, it's like that lifeguard thing, right? If you see someone drowning, like, and if you try to save them, but they're like struggling so hard that they're gonna take you down as well, then
Yeah, that's true. I've heard about
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah.
like they'll take you down with you.
yeah, then
that's
you
true,
then
like-
then there's no way you can save them. Yeah.
unless but that's the thing, unless you genuinely know how to do in a situation.
Mm.
Otherwise, or maybe if you learned it from like maybe a teacher, from a counselor, from someone, if you're licensed for it, then yeah, you can do something about it. But yeah, don't. It's not called being a hero. You're not being a hero. You're being a complication. You're complicating the situation.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, I mean,
Don't
tragic.
be the liability though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
Don't be the liability. Don't be the liability. Don't be the handicap in that situation.
Mm.
And but it's the thing also, like, but I mean also like of course the best thing you can do if you have a friend that is trying to take care of themselves, lend yourself some, give them encouragement. Listen to them. Listen a lot. That's the best thing you can do. Listen.
True.
You can listen a lot, but don't be giving them like psychological advice. Don't be telling them what you should be doing. You can give them like some friendly advice, like this is what I do. I like to go for walks. You can try that, but don't be telling them like which over-the-counter medications you should be taking, or like what practices you should do. Like, oh, what do you think about what do you think about your memories and how do you perceive it? Like it's a bit dangerous. It's dangerous.
Yeah.
I-
And honestly though, just listening to them is already helping. It's
Yeah.
already helping.
Mm.
Sometimes these people just need someone to listen, and
Yeah.
just give some time for them. It's already
Absolutely.
very helpful.
Mm.
At least something is not is not burdening them on their shoulders and all that.
Yeah,
Listening
Zorachus-
to them at least lighten that.
Yeah, Zorachus makes a point. No one should be obligated to carry someone else's burden on their shoulders. Yeah.
That's true too.
Just listen to them. Don't carry those.
Unless it's student loans.
Oh my god.
I have a student loan issue. Yo, bro, no, not my shoulder. I didn't finish Super Mario 64. All right, let me burden that. Let me burden that for you, bro.
Exactly. It's like, yeah, exactly. It's just choose your battles. You gotta choose your battles.
Yeah. And
I mean,
I don't know, yeah. I feel like help, but also understand the limitations and how much help can sometimes only be. Because at the same again, this is going to sound dark AF, and this is just my very, very personal opinion that I generally don't like to share, because I know a lot of people will be like, like that. This is so wrong.
Well, I'm gonna mute. All right, bye.
Uh,
Okay,
All
but
right, go for it.
But you guys know, like, okay, there was a string of like suicides, like celebrity deaths involving like Chester Bennington, Anthony Bourdain,
man.
Chris Cornell, like, yeah, that whole lot, right?
Avicii?
Yeah.
Did you have to bring up that?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
No, but that's the thing. I was having a conversation with some of my friends, and they were like, "Man, these people are everything. Everyone would kill for like what they had, but they still, like they were angry that these guys went out the way they did. But personally,
angry at them now.
Judge.
yeah, but
Now
Personally-
I'm angry at them.
I know, but personally, I kind of empathize, because it's like, no one arrives at that decision and to that point so easily.
Yeah.
No one arrives there. No one goes there the first time and goes that far.
Mhm.
So for a person who quote unquote has everything in the world, has access to all the help, has all the friends, has all this and that, everything they could have possibly needed, and still end up there,
It's
I
very funny.
yeah, like while I wish that they didn't leave, I kind of, I accept that they left. I wish they didn't,
Yeah.
but I accept that I accept that that's the choice they made. Because again, it's like how much does one need to go through, before
It's
it
funny.
it gets to that point.
It's really funny that these people, these single individual, was able to somehow help millions,
Yeah.
and all of those resources and riches, they still couldn't help themselves.
Yeah. So these are the ones with the resources. Can you imagine the no-name guys who don't have all these resources, but going through that same level of pain, or issues? So, back to the point of like Charles, like how you would help people, like even if it costs your life. Like this is why you shouldn't, get to that point, because for some it genuinely is. It genuinely is like the only way out, or the one relief that they will ever have, and that is not a journey that I think anyone is ready to, like, or should go with them. The last thing you want to hear is that they took their family with them. Like that is not the thing you want to hear,
God,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Like no, like oh he went and he took his best he took his entire, like a couple of his friends with him. No, that's not how you want it. That's not how
Like that.
anybody wants it. Yeah.
Like there's Chris Benoit story. If you guys know the WWE wrestler.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh man. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's just a lot of blows to the head doing that. He
Yeah.
just snaps. One day he just snaps.
Yeah.
It's kind of depressing, honestly.
Yeah.
And just careful.
Mm.
Don't do wrestling extremely, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and always remember your own capacity for assisting and giving advice, guys. Like, there are times when I have conversation with people, and I'm like, yeah, I can hear you out, but I can only hear you out so much before I have to start saying like, yo, I think you need professional help. Because I cannot offer any true comfort or breakthroughs and all that. I can listen, but that's probably about it, And yeah, if like they really want to resolve it or get better or actually feel better and process stuff, professional help would be the way to go. That's what I always recommend.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Hemi, any takes on
always-
this? Any hot takes? Depresses.
No, I don't know. There's also another part where you really want to help someone, like you pour in your heart and soul to help someone, but you still know how to limit yourself. And if that person really don't want your help, or no matter how much you help, they still fall back into their old habits. It's really hard. It's nothing you can do, because at the end of the day, it's their choice what they want to do next and how they want to move on with their life. Because you cannot sit there forever helping this person get back up on their feet again and again just so they can fall back in the same hole, doing the same going back through the same issues.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as much as it pains you as your friend, your family member, or anyone, you only can do so much to help a person unless they themselves want to help themselves.
Yeah.
This might fall into a case of like enablism. You're just enabling them in a way that will, like, you're putting them on their feet, but if they have designs to just fall back down, then you're just enabling them just to fall down harder every time. So you gotta realize that sometimes when you gotta realize that when enough is enough. And it's not about giving up on them. It's about being proactive. You gotta it's realize it's strategy.
Yeah.
It's insane to just assume that doing the same thing again is gonna give a different result. You gotta do it differently. Try it differently. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe your cam went out.
What? Oh, 1 second. Here we go.
There we go.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Well, I think
Okay,
that yes, that's
yeah,
also that is actually another dangerous thing as well. I feel that usually with certain cases, there are many different types of people. Some that feel that when it comes to certain depressions, there's some that believe that they are life would be better off without them, and there are some on the extreme side that feel that life is only like other people's happiness is dependent only on them. So, and that has led to some very crazy cases of like some people that they when they commit, unalive, they they do it in such a way that will ensure either it is broadcasted, it's either informed, or it's even that it might even involve someone else. Like they'll try to convince someone else to go with them because they're feeling
Snow Prism mentioned. Sorry, finish your then, Ali.
Actually, that's not really much else to say about it. It's a sad matter, but unfortunately, it's a very complicated matter. But it's something I think people are really trying to understand better. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah. Snow Prism asks, "What if they can't afford to seek professional help?" There are low cost options. There are free options to at least get the basic things going. I understand that.
There are hotlines, right?
There are hotlines and all that. Yeah, it may not always be the most.
It's a start.
It's a start.
It's an attempt. Yeah.
Yeah. Because there's also a lot of people who can afford it, who don't seek it.
Yeah.
True. That's true.
Too arrogant for it, so sometimes.
Yeah.
I wonder if those people who can afford it but don't want it, just give it to those who can't afford it but want it.
It's a problem with the system.
System.
Yes.
System is a character now.
Stigma.
System.
Hello, I am System.
System is a toothbrush. Toothbrush brand.
That's his favorite brand, or her, depending on your perspective. System can be a dude, a dudette, something in between. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, Lottie has another question. May I ask, if I may ask, for the people who knew they were not feeling okay, how long did it take for y'all to say, okay, I'm not feeling okay and I need help, and went to therapy? For Lottie, they said it took them like 3 years. What about you guys?
Couple of months. A good half a year, I think, for me. For the longest time, I didn't want to go. Actually, I had 2 major therapy sessions. One was like during COVID times, and I graduated that one.
Yeah.
And I went back to work and all that. And then for the longest time, I didn't think I needed to go back because maybe I had ego, thinking I graduated once, I shouldn't need to go back again. I've already done what I need to do. But over time, my fiance also told me, like, you really need help. You are going down the rabbit hole, dropping into the abyss faster than before. And it is very apparent in my face, in my demeanor. I didn't want to stream. I didn't want to do work. I didn't want to draw. I didn't want to do anything. All I wanted to do was lay in bed. And it was
sounds like me every day.
Yeah, it was really hard for me.
Hemi, you became an animator?
God damn it. Yes, I became an animator.
I mean, technically, you were in graphic design, Hammy. So honestly,
Very close. I was
very
animating.
close, solid
graphics.
close. Exactly, you were
Motion graphics.
The
animating
moral
motion
of the day, people: don't be an artist. You'll be in bed forever.
Oh my
You always
god.
make jokes about it, right? Saying things like, "Oh, it's it's not a, it's like artists don't make enough." Like, I mean,
It helps cope all it.
This podcast was brought to you by
Oh my
Pixar.
God. Oh no.
Everyone in that studio is depressingly happy.
I'm out.
bye, Hammy.
You going to the bed again? You want to rest today?
Sudoodle.
Let's go.
Sudoodle says graphic design is the one frame animator.
That is true.
No.
But yeah, sorry, Hammy. Continue.
You're the background artist that goes in the foreground. That goes in the front.
Oh my gosh. Ali, what about you? Have you ever had to deal with this?
No, I'm not sure how to say about that, man. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about it.
Alright,
yeah, I don't really know what to say about it.
Zol?
I guess I'm pretty much like Hammy. I guess there'll be days that I just really don't want to work. I just want to stay in bed.
Mm-hmm.
And then because I've used to it, I guess 1 hour, 2 hours later, you know what? I need the money. I need to live. Fuck it. Come on, Depress. You can sit next to me while I animate. So, how's your day, Depression? Very depressing. So same old, same old? Same old, soul. Cool, Depression. Hey, you know, this pose is cool. You think it's cool? I depressingly think it's cool, bro.
I love
In
how
some ways,
he's
yeah.
a person to a person.
In some ways, I made the problem into a character that I can have conversation with.
Depresso-kun.
Depresso.
Depresso-kun. Yeah, for me, I guess, in a way, I've created in a way that I make these problems into characters that I talk to, you know, make them like they're there as well, and then we just become buddies. I listen to them in a way. I'm just listening to myself, figure out what the problem is, and then we'll deal with that later. We gotta animate, and then in some ways they all agree. I guess for me,
Dude, this
You know,
is
it's weird.
this is why I said you have like very strong innate ability to manage yourself emotionally, because
Yeah, I agree.
you're able to have like these like conversations with yourself, and it's
Yeah.
and it's not like a one-way thing where you're able to like have like multiple like versions of these things. You're basically what's that animated movie with the emotions again?
Inside Out.
Inside Out,
Inside
yeah. You're basically having like IRL Inside Out. Yeah.
I guess, but
Yeah.
it's probably because I grew up lonely, yo.
Cause like I think most people is you just get like one character that just like latches on your brain and just stays there, and like you don't. There's not like they don't like most of us like don't like manifest it out into this other thing and then have this talk to that and then have like a 5-way conversation discussion.
Oh, damn it.
But you
In
know
some
what?
way-
My
Yeah, let me
therapist
go ahead.
actually taught me to manifest it as a thing for me to talk to, and it helps. Actually, it's a way to cope with it.
I see that everyone's getting to. I see everyone's part of the Disco Elysium group, eh?
As much as that's part of the game, I guess it works. It works for me.
Yeah.
And sometimes
Yeah.
it's fun. As an animator, I guess in a way, with those things like if I'm sad, I just create a sad character. I just think of a scene of a sad scene and then just act it out, and I have laughs, and then the sadness goes away, and I
Your
get back to
sadness-
normal.
You said it goes away. Mine times 2.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I could imagine if you do a scene, tear scene, a Valorant, one of the characters die, you can make a sad scene, make it an emotional scene.
Oh my!
Think about that.
Yeah,
And
and then at the end
And
of
then I
the
get
scene,
depressed for not being able to make it.
no, and then at the end of the scene, the character that died loses control of their bowels and
What
farts.
the hell?
Oh yeah, everyone. But that happens to everyone though. Like, if
Exactly,
you die- if
exactly.
you die,
This is real life.
everyone starts to. You start to poo.
Yeah.
I learned that
Yep.
from South Park.
Yep, same. Oh
But
my
it's
God.
that, right? It's that, oh my god, he's dead!
Like, oh no, they say if he doesn't bow, he's still alive. Oh, he's
You're
dead.
cut off multiple times.
That's South Park.
You see,
But yeah,
Like,
just,
I can-
just manifest it. Just manifest it.
I can totally
It's
relate to
hilarious, honestly.
Zul. Like, hey, I like how he said like if whatever he manifested, he draw out, and then if he feels better, I manifested, I draw, I cannot draw what I want to draw, I get depressed again.
Oh no. Oh my
Well,
god.
maybe the method doesn't work, or you haven't found the right technique
Yeah.
to manifest.
Yeah,
It
that's
takes
why.
time. I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta remember, I've done this since I was a kid.
Oh,
It's just second nature to me. Shut up, Depresso.
depresso.
Okay. I've grown up with a lot of spells of being depressed and being like very sad and all this kind of stuff. But I never knew that help was an option until like not that long ago.
Mhm.
Because back then it was always like it comes and goes, right? So it's like you get it for like a couple of weeks, and after that it just kind of passes, and then you just move on, or you do something and then suddenly it works out, and then suddenly you're happy again, like, you know. But I don't think I ever truly like dealt with it. But only like the past, I want to say a few months ago, I went, because like, okay, I've said this before, right? Like, the reason I started comedy a few years ago was because I got hit with such a bad spell of depression that I just needed to try. Like, the motivation to go to a stand-up comedy open mic was because I've been wanting to do it for a while, and that the final thought that made me go for it was like, you know, if I'm not gonna be around, I might as well get this off the bucket list first. You know, at least go and do this first, and then after that decide like if you still wanna. So that kept me, and then that felt really good, and it kept me going for a few more years. But then I think it was a few months ago, like another very bad wave came in, and then it just, yeah, it hit me in a way where I was like, you know, leaving is like exiting the realm is not an option, and like I have no other solution. You know, I can't drink it. I can't, you know, I don't know if I can medicate. I don't have access to the meds for it. I like talking doesn't really help. Like nothing felt like it was helping. So the only logical thing I could think of was to like look for a therapist, right? And I did. Got a whole lot of jokes out of that little stint with the therapist, just a few sessions. It's kind of got over, then felt a bit better because it was something, again, a new experience. But it didn't last long, so kind of spiraled again. So recently, like, started seeing a new therapist, and hopefully it will work out better this time. Yeah, but yeah, it's that now. I'm just my friends tell me that they're very happy that I'm like that I'm seeking help and going to getting professional help and all that kind of stuff. But at the same time, a part of me like is very, very deeply worried of like, okay, if this doesn't work, then what? Yeah, that is a bit of a scary thing I have, like, in the back of my mind right now.
It is a lot of things to deal with, Steve. You know, and the remarkable thing, I suppose, is actually quite remarkable that you mentioned that. It's worth to say, like, which I think, like, bad situations or bad situations had to make great stories. You know.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing, though. I think as a comedian, and also another movie comes to mind, especially when it comes to comedians. It's that of the role of a clown, a jester in a medieval society, and also of a comedian that you get inside that movie. What was it? Watchmen? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, a comedian is a guy that can literally tell you what's wrong with this world, and you laugh at it. You know? And I think that's kind of the thing. Robin Williams was a comedian, and he was a sad man. He's a very, very sad man.
Yeah.
People that smile the widest, people that laugh the loudest, they tend to be the most saddest of all. Because it's true. It is. We're creatures of habit, and among those habits is deflections, and deflection and reactions. We can only do the best we can as we're given.
Yeah.
So I feel that I don't think that also just I don't think that simply like kind of like telling stories of it. It does help, but I imagine you're gonna have to like you kind of have to like really just take it carefully, like go carefully about it, because I guess there's some people who believe that if you get into it, some people can slip back into after that conversation with that in their head, they can slip back into it.
Yeah.
And but I mean, we can say like Robin Williams, he told a lot of jokes, but yeah, he felt he felt sad. He was still unfortunate. But I guess in his case, though, because he was terrified of, I think he was terrified of dementia. I believe he was terrified of it, of mania. I believe.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it was that. So his was not just that he was sad and unfortunate, but I believe there was also a health condition that was involved. But still, I mean, it's yeah, I think really, yeah, it's I mean, like I remember I was talking to some people about this, and somebody said that, like, actually trying to treat sadness with alcohol, it tends to be a very bad call, because alcohol is a sad drug. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a sad drug. It makes you sad when you drink a lot of it. It makes you weepy. It makes you remember. You feel numb. You don't remember what you're saying now, but yeah, your body goes through all the stages of grief and sadness to
Yeah.
recall it. So it's awful.
But I do think a lot of people get over like certain humps with alcohol or whatever it is because it's a jolt to the system.
Mm.
Like it's a way to push yourself, go out of what you normally would do, and therefore be a form of release. So not a chemical release, but via the chemical you get to another state of mind. Therefore,
As something to kind of like to kind of transfer your mind into something not here. Basically.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's a very short term. It's a very short term solution to a very long term problem that
that's
we've been
true.
having. But a very
That's
old
true.
problem.
Yeah. But sometimes I mean, if it works, it works.
Yeah.
But of course, like if it becomes like a long-term dependency issue, then it's a major problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I imagine the same like with comedy. So like, but it's good. But as you mentioned, it's good that actually you are making conversation. You're making you're reaching out to therapists and counselors. So you're not just sticking to that teabag filter. That's like telling a joke of your sadness, but rather you're making a conversation about it. It's a dialogue. It is.
Oh, when you said teabag, I was like,
it's a sieve, my guy. It's a sieve. I mean, because it's like a teabag situation. Like if you have.
It doesn't help when you say it again.
Oh, Ali, you and your tea bags.
Teabag, spilling the tea. You know how it be. Just spilling tea everywhere I go.
The teabag situation is why people get banned from Valorant games.
Oh my god.
I mean, maybe, man. Because after all, when people play games, they want to feel like they want to have they want to forget about real life. But then when they get upset, then of course they're upset from real life, so they get upset that people playing the game. And
and then they get upset because tea bags.
Yeah.
Teabags, and absolute teabags, man.
Thanks a lot, Halo.
Teabagging, man. What an age tradition. I remember a guy actually got banned from this game because he teabagged his friend. In a tournament, he got banned.
Apex. Yeah,
Apex.
That's one.
He was doing to his own friend. He's just for giggles, and they got banned.
He got banned. By
It's
the
just weird.
by the I think by the
tournament organizers themselves.
They don't want to show that stuff. It's understandable, but it's just between friends, I guess. It's just
but still, if he did it to the enemy team,
Yeah,
I'm sure. But
agreed,
if it was his own teammates, it's an inside joke with his friends,
punches him.
And so his mind saying, "Oh, it's justified because we don't you wouldn't act like this way in a professional tournament outside, so you should act like here as well."
We're playing a game.
Yeah, exactly. We're having fun here. Don't do that, man.
Oh my gosh. But okay, we've touched on mental health. But how about work and stress? Because like how Zul pointed out earlier, right? Even when you were going through mental health issues, work and the stress of work and the stress of needing to get stuff done for work help push you forward. And it became a thing to override the emotional aspect of things, right? So how do you guys see work and stress playing into all this? How do you balance it? What is a balance?
I will say this, brother. Simple, brother. I put it right like this. Very simple. Too much work, stress. Not enough work, also stress.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's how it is. That's
I
how it
feel
is.
you. I feel you.
That's just the way it is.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard, honestly. It's very
It
hard.
is.
It's hard, but the best way, I guess, is just 8 to 6 work, and after that, don't think about work. Have fun. Find something that you enjoy doing that doesn't destroy you, probably. But yeah, just 8 to 6 usually. Unless
But-
your work is different time shifts, you know.
But did you have like extended periods of time where you had to like do like overtime and stuff?
There's no overtime here, just willingness.
Was there extended periods of overwillingness?
I'm an animator. What do you think?
Overtime implies that it's gonna be compensated.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. There's no
Overtime.
such thing as overtime here.
Yeah. Overtime means he's gonna get like he's gonna get paid,
Paid
for
extra.
it.
What
paid extra.
luxury do you guys have?
Exactly.
I've never heard of overtime. The hell is that? You get paid? What?
You
Oh
get
my
paid approximately to the amount you actually work instead of a fixed rate.
They
What are you,
actually do
nuts?
that? What?
Disgusting.
Oh my.
Oh god.
Yeah, but usually for me, to avoid that, just work at the work hour that you promised to. I mean, if you do a contract, there's always a 8 to 9 and all that, whatever. Just commit to that. Beyond that, it's not your problem. I guess it shouldn't be your problem. You should enjoy whatever you want. Watch Netflix, chill and relax. Play a video game. Listen to this podcast or something. I don't know. Maybe. But I guess that's for me, I guess. That's how you balance it out. Work is work, and then if it's not working, then don't work. Try to relax. Enjoy. Take a sleep. Probably.
I think that's my problem. I cannot differentiate sometimes, and it got really difficult for me. But that's just me, like, cause I'm still trying to regulate my shit. Get it?
Yeah, I feel you.
Managing your time is very hard.
Sounds like you need a filter. You need a teabag filter.
Yeah, I do.
Teabag filter.
Send some feedback over this way.
I don't want to get too wild, but she has a fiance, so.
I mean, how long can I rely on a fiance? To be honest,
For
Like,
a tea bag.
oh fuck you.
He comes in. Oh, Hammy, I got some tea bag. Do you bull?
Oh my god.
You said tea bag. I
Alright.
brought tea
I'm
bag
out.
for bull.
Okay, that's it. I am gonna just,
You want some milk with
No.
that?
no.
Oh, the tea bag filter is T stands for time.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Mike Firo said, people don't get addicted to substances; they get addicted to the escape of reality. Yeah, I agree. Okay, that's where it starts.
Well, I mean, that may be sure, but also then you tend to develop a kind of connection of association with said reality,
Yeah,
with state of being and the substance.
yeah. It starts there, but then it
yeah.
goes off the rails like after. Okay. I might have a bit of the same issue with Hemi in terms of like separating work and life, because like I think okay, for Sue Doodle, she says work stress for me comes from whether I still have work in the future or not. So it is the life of the freelancer who is making a living doing what they love, right? Yeah, because you love your work, but then you're freelance. So every time you work, it's a good thing, right? Because you're gonna get money to pay the bills. So you look forward to work, right? You enjoy it because all the time put in it's direct, direct benefit.
The work is already stress. The position that you chose to be is also stress, which is a freelancer.
Yeah.
Double the stress.
Yeah.
But depending on, I think freelance, you really have you can control, at least as stressful as it is, it will get to that point, but you can control how many is coming in.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. You can control, but you won't.
Unfortunately, I can agree with that. I understand that because you see money, like, ooh, money.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, well, I can control myself and just survive on like 3K this month, or I can, suck it up and earn 5.
That's true.
That is true.
That is
That is true.
It is true.
Yeah.
Or it sometimes also kind of goes the opposite thing, where like also there's the pressure that if you don't do it, like saying, "Oh, I could, like, I really need the money," but like then if you just don't feel, motivated to do it, and really
Yeah.
that's why also like mental health really does play a huge role. That it's especially for a freelancer, because if you're not necessarily your own boss, but rather your work success is dependent on your own personal initiatives, and if your initiatives is being hampered by by your mental well-being, or rather lack thereof, you're in trouble, buddy.
Mm.
You're in trouble.
I think it's a lot of trial and error and understanding where your limits are and all that. Yeah. Because I've had multiple times where, like, for example, with voice work, I'll get seasons where like I'll work a day and then the next day my voice is like shot, like it's gone.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, because like the day before it's just like morning to night, just like bam, 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 bam. I mean, great like for career, like I'm not complaining, but dang son, like sometimes it would be nice to just pace it out, but unfortunately that's not always the option.
Like if you could only like, but I think pacing it out, like I think that's the dream, right? Like everyone would like to have a amount, like like a regular amount, like a continuous stream of it, but we just need to pace it. Yeah.
I mean, ideally, in an ideal world, if you're a freelancer or some kind of service provider, you hit a stage where like there's too much work coming in. For some, they start building a team so that they can sub it out. For some, they start charging higher so that, they only take in higher value jobs because it's a reflection of their expertise and all that. But that doesn't always apply to like everybody,
That's true. That's very true.
If like for example, like I think Hans Zimmer, even though we keep seeing his name appear in movie soundtrack credits, a lot of times he's not really writing the stuff.
Yeah. Oh, really? What do you mean by that, brother?
A lot of times
he has a team, right?
Yeah, he has a whole team.
The Magnificent Six. That's his team, right?
Yeah. So on the movie credit, it'll be Hans Zimmer, but actually, the actual work done is like by a whole lot of other people.
I mean, I guess he leads them, giving his output and all that.
Yeah.
But even someone as great as him with all his outputs and all his ideas, he still needs a team.
Mm.
And it goes to, and it also means, I mean, everyone needs some people, I guess, to function. I guess you can't. Yeah. There are things that you can't do alone.
Mm.
And sometimes that mentality of I can do it myself is also one of the things that creates stress.
But it's that, right? Like, again, it doesn't apply to every type, because like Hans Zimmer's the composer. The composer, you can get different trumpet players, you can get different musicians, you can get someone to kind of like compose in your style and do all that. But if you're the trumpet player,
Yeah, you yourself are your own dependency.
Yeah.
It's all really dependent on. It's like you're the.
Yeah.
You're not in that position of being choosy.
Yeah, you can't hire another trumpet player to play for you and then credit yourself as the trumpet player, because one, you totally did not do the work or represent anything. There's nothing to represent you. Two, if you're being called to play the piece because of your style, there's no way that other person is going to replicate it.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah. With voiceovers, there's kind of like that issue as well. Like if you're the voice doing this kind of stuff, it's not like you can sub it to other people and take a cut, or get a team to work around it. Yeah.
No, I agree that. However, I will feel that as a voice actor, one of the benefits is that you are able to kind of at least, depending of course on your experience, your expertise, if you work with these people, and of course on your level, you're kind of able to kind of determine and choose like the kind of jobs you want to associate yourself with, and also the kind of jobs that like the level of the quality of the work. For example, there are some people that will try to like saying, oh, can we go for if you want to go for a higher paying job, as you say, you have to be able to back that up. But at the same time, if you go for high profile jobs, at least it's assumed that you're going to be getting a bit more of a, like a much more respected, maybe understanding treatment. These are people that are like high in the business and the industry as well. Of course, there are exceptions, but it's something. It's something. But at least, like for example, like if you're going to go out with, if you're going to be working with like a high-paying job, you're not going to be with someone that's going to be like, by the way, we never worked with a voice actor before, so like, like you'll have to like show us how it's done, and you're gonna have to like just do. You have to go beyond the line of duty, to do that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it depends.
Are you gonna increase my pay for this?
Yeah, exactly. You see, you can say that. You can say that. You can say that. If you have the chops to back it up.
Yeah. Also, if the market supports it as well. Because if the market doesn't support it, then it's yeah.
Oh. Well, that's
sorry,
another
Hammy, you were saying
depression,
something,
friend.
No, but I mean, as freelancers, everybody goes through like a certain phase of taking in jobs that they might not really want to do, but it might not check off the list of like stuff I want to do, but it checks off the list of like it pays and it pays quick. And it's not hard to do,
That's true. That's true.
I remember when early in my career, I was still taking like bahasa dubbing work. Like I did a telenovela, I did like some of the Lego cartoons and all that. But those was so low paying. So those were the first type of jobs to get phased out once I got on my feet a bit more. And then the next type of work that got phased out, it wasn't often, but every now and then I would get calls for like online gambling websites, that have their servers based in the Philippines or somewhere, and so they're like technically legal.
Oh my!
Not suspicious at all, dude.
Yeah.
Not suspicious at all.
And then when they contact you, they will propose to you. They will tell you that we're an online game, it's like a gambling element. We will also pitch your voice and hide your identity if you like. But
not suspicious at all, dude.
But yo, those jobs, if you tell them, if you say I'll do it, but I need you to pay me in advance, they will pay you in advance. They will not ask for a discount. Nothing. The best.
That's
like.
I mean, they have the money to spare, I suppose.
Yeah.
I mean,
The
for a game
Sasibaka stuff aside, they are the best clients.
no questions asked.
No questions asked.
That's the thing, though, right? Like, you can't. I mean, that's why it's like it's shady work, but yeah, it pays.
It pays, and they're not fussy. Like, you can go nuts however crazy you want it. You can pretty much do it the way you want, and they're happy. They appreciate you. Like it's like everything about a dream client, just that they're dodgy as hell.
But again, like I said, but also dear listeners, that's also expressed that even though we cannot deny the effect of such offers, it's also worth saying that it seemed attractive, but also remember that again, it's people will take into consideration what jobs you associate yourself with.
Yeah, so
it's a very strong thing.
Yeah, so I know some people, they don't bother, like they don't care. But then for myself, like after I started like becoming a bit more prominent, I was like, okay, I think it's time for me to like close off this chapter of work for myself. I was like voicing kids' cartoons and stuff like that, and I was like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable about being the voice of like cartoons and all this kind of stuff and like products and all that, while at the same time being the voice of like an online gambling website.
Exactly. That's the thing.
And then I had friends asking me like, oh, but then would you do it for Genting Highlands? Like it's still a casino, it's still gambling. But I'm like, yeah, but at least they're like they have like proper licenses and all. Like they're not going through like technicalities and stuff. They're not asking. They're not proposing that. Oh, we can change. We can pitch your voice down if you want.
But think about the pocket money. With
Right,
the shady peoples. Come on.
Yeah.
You don't have to put it in your portfolio. Just say,
Yeah.
did some shady stuff in early years.
Yeah. If you're an artist, you don't put it as shady stuff. Just do shading. I used to do shading.
Oh my lord.
I used to
do
shading voice acting. Shading
I
voice
used to
acting.
shading voice acting. Oh my lord.
Oh my gosh. Okay, but Karin also mentioned that COVID did wonders for their mental health because now they work from home permanently. Office life was a huge stress.
Yeah, high five.
I appreciate that. I appreciate working from home. But not many companies are accepting working from home anymore.
Yeah.
Especially in Asian countries.
Mm.
Hey, they gotta see your face. Micromanage. Shibbity boop bow, shibbity babe.
Yeah. I have very mixed feelings about this work from home thing.
Yeah, there are pros and cons.
Yeah.
One, I appreciate the efficiency of it and not having to leave the house and all that. Two, on the other hand, I miss leaving the house and hopping to different studios and saying hi to different people and and just like being out and just like eating at random places and all that. Because like I think that was like the bulk of my alone time pre-COVID. And then like once the work from home thing happened, it's like I'm all day at home, like family and everything. I realized the main thing that struck me about working from home was that, oh crap, I have not listened to a podcast for like months. Yeah, because the only time I used to listen to podcasts was when I was driving.
To work.
Yeah, so when I used to drive to work and to and fro and like to different studios, I listened to a lot of podcasts. And it struck me that when I was working from home, I was like, oh, yeah, I haven't been listening to podcasts. Why? Oh, because I haven't been driving. That's why. Crap. So it's strange.
There is a remedy for that. Can't you just listen to podcasts at home? Or is it distracting?
It's not the same because like at home, if I'm listening to the podcast, it's just I can't because half the time I'm either like recording something or I have to edit something. I have to, I have to deal with the kids. There's always something that.
All right. How about this? Your editing table workstation. You built a car. A car wall and rooftop car in your editing computer, so it feels like you're in the car.
See, that's the thing though. That's the thing though. When you're out there driving around listening to podcasts, you can't edit in your car. That's why you're able to listen to podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
So the real solution is to just play Euro Truck Simulator.
But so you're saying that instead of so the only solution to not being able to edit podcasts is to listen to podcasts.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, you have no idea though. I'm rather envious about artists when it comes to artists because like artists, you guys can draw and listen to stuff. Like, do you know how awesome that is?
I mean, it's not like you're gonna be able to draw while you're driving.
I know, but compared to like video editing, like you can't edit a video and do anything else at the same time.
You can listen to music while listening to
No, you can't.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work, Ali. When you do editing and all that. Since I do edit reference videos for animation, I can't listen to any audio. I really need to watch the video.
Yeah.
I mean, guys. If it's like a silent video, then yeah, sure. But like, if it's one with audio, then yeah, of course, yeah, for sure.
But you're doing subtitling and all that, yeah.
Even silence, I can't listen to anything.
You can't. You just the concentration you need for that crap. Yeah. It's so hard. It's insane.
I agree. I try quite often.
I can do that just fine. Sounds like a skill issue.
Oh man,
me, but okay.
Whoa!
Look at all these power people.
Wow.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I get it. I get what you mean. Yeah, it's true. Like, you need to be able to like do it pinprick on, especially the pinprick Has to be like on,
Dude,
subtitling on the dot.
I can't even listen to lo-fi and like do subtitling. That's how bad it is, dude.
Imagine somebody just did like voice acting, like just listening to their voice and then also a lo-fi at full max volume. Like my goodness gracious.
I've done that. I've done this thing where like I'm listening to music, like instrumental music, like lo-fi or whatever, but then recording video. That's still fine. That is still fine because okay, for me the lo-fi was at a low volume. But with video editing, it sucks because you're not actively engaged like a voiceover. Like when you're voicing something, you're voicing something. You're physically working, right? But when you're video editing, you're holding a mouse and keyboard. You've got your headphones or you're listening to your speakers. You have to look at the video. You have to listen to like the video.
The beat.
Everything, and it just sucks. Like it's a wonderful process. It's fun to do, but the tedious parts is like, oh my god, there's nothing else you can have going on in the back.
Oh, the drag.
Everything's a distraction, dude. Oh my god. It sucks so hard. Oh my gosh.
Editing videos.
That's what you need the teabag filter for. Oh gosh.
The teabag.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Zoraja says, when I draw, I put my headphones on, but I don't listen to music most of the time. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, actually, some people do that because they want to be kind of like being it's like quieter. They can't hear anything. They just want to like be in the silence.
Yeah.
It's a
Oi,
concentration
thanks,
thing.
subscriber. Thank you
Putting
so
on that,
much.
silencing the world.
Hello, everybody less than 3.
And different people, different, styles, I guess. Some
Yeah.
wants music, some just want silence. Some just
fair.
want like an open crowd with people and babies shouting and they can draw for some reason. What the hell, psychopaths?
Yeah. And
Bunch of weirdos, those weirdos.
no, and it's still better than video editing because at least you can choose not to listen to music and choose to just have silence. With video editing, there's no choice.
You only have one path, you fool. Listen to the video.
And suffer.
Oh, end it, please.
Oh my god, it's
Oh
a new
my.
follower.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Baby Shark 24 for the follow, and also thank you, Rossetti, for the resub. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, let me see. Karen says at home they can play video games while working, but don't tell their bosses.
All right, everyone, tell the
Yeah.
bosses now.
But you know what I like most now? Like
Mhm.
the in between. Work from home and work in office. Like 1 week,
Mm.
3 days work.
The hybrid.
Yeah, the hybrid. I think hybrid is perfect because at the end of the day, as much as I don't like dealing with people, when you work in a team and you need something to get done, right? Being in an office where everyone is around, it's much easier to deal with. And you get things worked out faster. And then after that, when you have to meeting everything from Monday to Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, you just work from home and you can just do your own thing, and you can concentrate and do it on your own pace. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean,
that's pretty much what my office is doing right now.
that's great. Your office is great for doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
strict. Still from home strict. 9 to 10. You got attendance and all that. It's fine. At
Yeah,
the end
fair
of the day,
enough.
they are paying you to work. So
Yeah, they are.
I gotta follow the contract. It's fair.
Mm-hmm.
At least I'm at my home. No more
Yeah.
looking at people that I want to punch every day.
Oh my
Oh my.
god.
Hey, when you work in an office, sooner or later you're gonna find that special person you want to punch.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, Grant says the vice of working on music is that you're working on a when you're working on a mix, then you have to download the mix onto your phone and play in your car. You'll be listening to the same thing over and over again. Yes, with music, it's quite painful because, like, especially when you're mixing music, right? Because you can't just mix on your main speakers and then be done with it. You gotta mix. You gotta check your mixes.
You get
Yeah.
like different formats and see how it
Yeah,
sounds
you gotta
in
hear it on different
different
speakers and different places and all that to make sure it all works, right? So by the time you're done with a song, you've listened to it at least like 500 times or something like that. It's insane. But yeah, with the work semi-hybrid thing and work from home, I appreciate going to the studios for like for sessions and all that. Because it's nice to have like an engineer record you and just not having to worry about anything else and just perform and be in a comfortable space and all that. But then there are situations where like I spend like an hour to get to the studio, like 40 minutes to get to the studio because of traffic or whatever, right? And it's one line. And the session.
My.
Yeah, and it's a 10-minute session.
Oh boy.
And then it's another 40 minutes back home drive.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's
That
tough.
is a pain I understand.
Yeah.
Steven.
I think pre-lockdown, it wasn't so bad because like, you know, that's the way it was done, right? But since the work from home thing, wow, you feel it, you know.
I could have just done this at home. I didn't have to drive 40 minutes.
Yeah. But personally, I don't really mind the drive and all that, the time expenditure. Because again, I'm trying to remind myself that, you know, this is how it used to
Can
be.
listen to podcasts.
Yeah, I can listen to podcasts, exactly.
I
Yeah.
have reasons.
Yeah.
Reasons.
Like, I don't mind being stuck in traffic as long as there's a podcast. But the thing that irks me is when I do have like something else I need to record at home that I need to go back home to work for, you know? So if it's like
a studio in your car. Create a studio in your car.
you joke, but you know.
You think you're doing it? Do it.
No, but here's the thing. A car is actually the perfect acoustic space to do it, to have a
It
studio.
is. It is. It's
Yeah.
so nice to sing in a car.
Yeah. It is
Well.
a good recording space.
Here's the new projects he was gonna do in the next month. Turn my car.
Karaoke.
Karaoke, oh my god.
Karaoke. Steven, idea.
Shut up,
I guess
Amy. No.
In
Wow.
some ways, I think people should make their cars do working space in some ways, I guess. Voice actors, all their cars have a specific booth in the bonnets,
Yeah.
so they can work anywhere they want.
No, because technically, if you have a laptop, and if you just hold your mic, you're good. Within a car, you don't need any like acoustic treatment or anything. You just need to make sure you're in a quiet spot, but like not like quiet enough to record, but not like dodgy that you're gonna get robbed or stabbed.
Just put
Yeah,
a
like,
sign outside of the car recording, and then
Yeah.
the dodgy people, oh, respectful, all right, I'm gonna rob you.
Like yeah, you're just like also like you're just like oh it's quiet in the car, but literally outside you have a person like a motorcycle go
just
You know,
staring
okay.
at you.
yeah, middle of traffic. You just like stopped it, you just parked in the middle of traffic, like just in front of a green light, and be like, yep. Oh, why didn't I do this earlier, man? This is a good idea.
Oh my.
Oh god. Zaracha's like, you guys have cars, I'm still fighting for a bike. Zaracha, don't worry. Once you're done with your student loans, you can get a car loan. Hey.
Don't worry, Zaracha. Don't worry, Zaracha. I don't have a car or a bike.
Oh my gosh.
The circle of loans.
The circle of loans.
It's a never-ending torture.
Oh my.
You don't own anything.
Dang. Oh, your body is
Oh
theirs.
my.
Oh my gosh.
Suffer
Sorry,
till
Jeremiah.
the end of time. Ooh.
It's 6% interest.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my.
In the circle.
Oh my,
Circle of love.
Good lord.
Oh my.
Can you feel the loans tonight?
Tonight.
Audio jungle.
Audio jungle. Audio jungle.
Audio jungle.
Can you feel my stress?
Oh my god.
It means you don't own it for the rest of your days.
It's a problem. It's a problem. We
This
Philosophy.
is a serious podcast.
stood
I say
alone.
this
No.
is.
I don't own nada.
Oh my. Lord. I feel I don't know, maybe call it a hunch, but I feel that we may have gotten a little bit sidetracked. A little. A little. You know, a
little,
little.
just a little,
I'll
just
call
a
it a
little.
hunch.
A
Call it a
little.
feeling, a little gash, a little
Yeah.
feeling, a little feeling.
Okay, Sarky says pros and cons of working at home is that sometimes the focus is all over the place. I figured out hybrid would be fine for me because sometimes I get more work done at a workspace. But there are days I don't have work and going to the office feels pointless and a waste of time and gas.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
There we
Yeah,
go.
There we
yeah.
go.
Inefficiency. That's it.
Inefficiency
No,
at
Grant.
office.
No, Grant. You better not record that, Grant.
Let it alone. Let it alone. I don't wanna pay,
Wanna pay anymore.
Let it alone. Let it alone. Oh my god.
My credit is in the ground.
What?
Let it alone. I got a message on the phone.
Oh my gosh. We don't talk about car
But car
loans.
loans. We don't talk about car loans.
Yeah.
But it was my college days.
Oh my gosh. I was eating all ramen.
We were getting ready and tertiary education has arrived.
Oh my. Oh no. Oh lord.
Ah, so-
Did anyone actually made a parody out of this?
Of what?
No.
Plenty, I'm sure.
Loans.
Plenty. Lots and lots.
Disney but loans. I just never heard of it.
Disney but loans, but
But loans.
But loans. But loans, butler
But
loans.
loans. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. So Goddess is asking, is this gonna be a Disney podcast now? This is the most serious Disney podcast.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Depresso, the animator at Pixar.
Pardon me, friend. I'll be back up this phone call. Be right back. Go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Oh my gosh. Oh, distracted us never. That's exactly exactly. Oh my gosh.
That's how we cope.
That is how we cope.
Oh
That
my-
is how we cope. It's not even funny. It's just. I mean, it's funny, but you know.
It's the best way to accept the pain, I
Yeah.
guess. Make
Oh
it
my God.
hilarious.
We don't talk about car. I like that one. Loans. We don't talk about car loans.
Loans.
But
Oh my-
it was my college days. I was getting ready and tertiary education has arrived. Oh, oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think that's it. We are coping it with laughing it off.
Nope. This is the power of Disney, guys. This is the power of Disney. Just traumatized adults, processing their grief and their pain with Disney
Yeah.
songs.
Yep.
It's better than nothing, honestly. And
Yeah.
at least it makes you smile in some ways.
Yeah. And then you know what song you sing after you're done in the car loans?
Hmm?
No. Okay.
Getting a house loan.
Getting a house
loan.
Getting a house loan. Steven.
The circle of loans, people. The circle of loans.
I can pay you, but I won't.
Some people dodge it, while others don't. There's 1,000 reasons why I can't pay my loan today. And ignore the reasons. I'm gonna go spend my money all day.
This has been a very serious stream, people.
Oh, did you know that student loans like PTPTN in Malaysia had discounts that they call out students like, oh, if you pay now like this amount, you get
Yeah.
this amount of discount.
Yeah. And if you pay now. But wait, there's more. If you pay your loans now, you get a free slap chop.
Oh,
But wait, there's more. Pay your friends' loans, now you get flex tape.
oh my god.
Fix all your problems with flex tape.
Oh
the
my
super
gosh.
adhesive tape.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. collecting loans like they're Pokemon.
Pokemon, gotta get your mom.
Poke loans, gotta loans them all. Ooh, I'm in your debt today. You loan me, I loan you.
Loan all day. Gotta loan them.
Gotta loan them all. Gotta loan them all. I'm in debt.
Oh my gosh. Ah,
It's funny because it's sad and it's true.
sad but true. Oh gosh. Okay, I think I think that's a nice little bow tie to the podcast. It feels like a nice point, you know, nice little point to wrap it up. We talked about mental health, depression. We talked about stress, work, coping with stuff, balance. I don't know if we gave any actual answers or came to any real conclusions or
We
shared
hope you
any
enjoyed.
Yeah.
In a way, how we decided to end it is maybe an answer, a simple answer.
Yeah.
Just not try, I guess. Just find the greener side of all of this pain, I guess.
Yeah.
Make fun of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if you can't find the green, you can always get a loan.
Oh my god.
we're all in our own struggles and path, but let us all try to find the greener side of it without going to loans.
We're all in this together.
Zul, business idea.
Oh, give it.
All right. Therapy, but with loans.
Oh my god. I'll fucking die.
Oh no. Oh, make sure. Oh, is there any therapists here in the chat? Make sure no one hears that. We're gonna make this plan. No.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't steal it. Don't steal it.
Yeah.
We're gonna make loans. Therapy loans.
Therapy loans.
Therapy.
Help you pay for give you a 5-year payment plan to pay for 1 year of therapy.
Cellular contracts? How about therapist contracts, you know?
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh my gosh. Hey, y'all people, y'all people like pay subscription money to Netflix and Disney Plus. That's kind of like a loan, except you don't know how much you owe and you just keep paying them, you know? So
That's true.
yeah,
That's true.
everything is a loan if you think about it right. Yeah.
I wonder why is the reason that therapists don't do loans, though.
I think they know the stress. I think they're actually kind-hearted enough to not do this to us.
I think because then they would get stressed out and they would need the loans to get their own therapist.
Agree. Oh no.
Grant is like, I'm sad, doctor. The doctor's like, I'm gonna prescribe you a 5-year payment at 1.2% for
Oh no.
With an easy payment of $25.95 for the
Yeah.
next 12 months, we'll give you therapy sessions.
Would you like to refinance your therapy?
I'm surprised no one has done that yet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Well-
sure there's a fault. There's some.
Also
Weird.
says they're studying psychology to become a psychologist or therapist. So yeah, peeps, give me an idea.
Ah, shit!
Oh, fudge cake.
No! Wait,
Oh,
still
gosh.
studying. We can still do it first before he graduates.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's why people listen to this podcast, guys. For
Bad advice.
bad advice, but also good ideas.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, you're not gonna get this
Why
on
do
Shark
we-
Tank.
Why do we give good ideas and not do it ourselves?
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Write that down. Write that down.
Sarky can't even spell devil right anymore.
Oh my.
That's how good that plan is. You can't even call someone a devil about it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh, that's good.
can't pay the loans anymore. They just go to your head. Holy shit. Kaiju Garden. That's dark. Give me the advice back. Ah!
What the fuck was that?
They reintroduce the trauma back to you. Oh my gosh. If you pay your loans, they'll take away the PTSD. If you stop paying, they'll give it back to you.
Oh my.
Honestly, if that does true happen, I think people will actually do it.
Right? Yeah. Holy
If
crap.
it's just a simple payment of, you know what, something for 12 months just to get rid of this problem in your head, I'm pretty sure everyone would love it, right? Would you guys enjoy it? There's a service where your mental PTSD or whatever is just boom, gone, guaranteed.
I would definitely pay for that.
It's
Oh man.
it's called substance abuse. So
Oh no.
But that brings out another problem. This one is genuinely just straightforward take it, which is impossible, honestly.
no, it will end the same way. It's that whole experiment of like you know that thing of like the rats, where like they press a button and then like they get like positive reinforcement and that's all they do until they die, right? It's gonna be that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa, right.
Yeah. Yeah. So, it all leads back to rats and Disney. So,
Oh my.
We're all rats in the end of the day, and Disney is the biggest rat of them.
That's
all.
why they call
Just
it the
buy
rat
Disney
race.
Plus. Just buy Disney Plus, people.
oh my gosh. So Lotte's like, sorry, your card is declined. We are sending you back to the depression center.
Oh no.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Well, hopefully for the people who are actually having this problem, had a good chuckle.
Yeah.
It's not easy, but hopefully we'll just what Steven has done, not me. I know this is all Steven. Right?
Oh.
Wow.
Has relaxed in you people. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Or at least make you smile.
Yeah.
Yeah, smile is the best. Hey, Patch Adams. That's
Oh.
literally his whole stick.
You know who? Yeah. We went past the problem and we came up with a solution that is a business that El Zooks is gonna blow up after they get their psychology degree.
Oh my.
Damn it!
Oh my gosh. Look beyond the problem and find the money.
Oh.
Sounds like a joke. I think that's the reality.
Yeah, that's the reality.
As much as that's money, I guess. Look beyond the money. There's money. Oh, money.
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 What a money.
You gotta remember that scene from, I don't remember, was it Rescues? I don't remember. We got to have money.
Money. Oh my gosh. All right. I think that's a nice way to wrap up the podcast. So yeah.
Are you sure?
I think so. I don't know how else we can round this all back home, man. Like depression,
I feel that
mental health.
something like this would best be approached. Maybe we should probably get in contact with someone that better understands the subject and topic.
Of loans.
And maybe, loans does play a very large part. I mean, hey, how many of us is affected by student loans, and how does that? Like, it kind of makes you feel bad. You know what I mean? So,
Ali, were you here for the whole Disney loans?
I'm
singing?
I'm just gonna answer what I've heard about depression and loans, and let's not. I'd rather if I address that, brother, I think we're gonna need another like half hour of stream time, and no, you know what? Another hour of stream time and a lawyer. But gang, besides that, however, I'm going to say this is the sort of thing that I think it's really important. I think we should probably get back to this, with someone that is, that knows this sort of thing. And maybe it'd be nice to maybe get some ideas. Because remember, also, it's worth saying that none of us are licensed professionals.
Yeah.
We're not professionals. We're just sharing our own personal thoughts, opinions, and apparently musical ability. So it happens. So it happens, man. But
I can't solve your problems, but I can sing.
literally that, brother. Literally that. That's like this feels like a Monty Python joke.
Oh my.
Mr. Mr. DeWitt, I cannot help you with your problem, but tell you what, I can sing you a lullaby though. I mean, if you're having a twinkle, twinkle, little star, it's got to be one twinkle though, you know, not in this economy. Two twinkles, not in this economy. You know what I mean?
Oh,
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap up the podcast here. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thank you all so much in the chat.
Hey.
Thank you all to all of you watching on YouTube. If I don't know if I'm going to include that, but thanks for y'all watching this. Hope you enjoy it. Those of you listening on Spotify, don't forget to subscribe on Twitch. I don't know. Send money. I don't know. We gotta pay our loan somehow, man. All right, do it.
Pay that loans. You know, it's a struggle, but hey, you know what? We're working at it. We'll keep at it, and you do too.
Yeah, but for real, guys, take care of your mental health. And you know, it's nice to help people, but if
Don't forget about yourself.
don't forget about yourself. And if professional help is needed, get them to reach out for professional help or connect. Right? Yeah, that's the best thing you can do. Okay.
And also, like, perhaps very important, don't throw yourself in a position that jeopardizes you and the person involved as well. Don't jeopardize yourself.
Because that's not good for anybody.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. All right. So let me wrap it up.